What a ball game. Man, our team just, showed a lot of grit, a lot of fight, in this win. Just a resilient win by our guys. We got beat in a few areas that, when you look at the box score, you think you should lose, especially versus a good team. And, one of them's from the free throw line. They had 27 to our 19. But our guys just found a way. And, the resiliency from our group really showed. We had 6 turnovers in the first half. We had 6 turnovers combined in the second half, and plus the 2 overtimes. It was a great job trying to take care of the basketball because we needed every single one of those opportunities to shoot the ball in that second half against a very good team. We keep saying we want to play fast. Our guys got out. They scored 22 fast break points, which is pretty good for the game, or really good for the game. And having said that, there were a lot of big plays made throughout the course of the game. A lot of great performances from individual guys. Our defensive player of the game was Mitch. Could have easily gone to OG. Both those guys were fantastic. You talk about a talent in Jokic and a talent in Murray, and those guys were combined 25 for 60 from the floor. Jokic was 10 for 27. Murray was 15 for 33, and you're not stopping those guys. You just hope that you can make them both work on that end of the floor. And I thought our guys tried to make them work. The guys at the point of the ball, and then the defense behind it. Cat, fantastic with a double-double in 31 minutes. We threw Jordan out there, Clarkson to start, and he gave us a great punch to start the game. Landry obviously was good. Even Kevin McCullough. Kevin gave us, he only played a little over 2 minutes, but in that time he was really good on both ends of the floor. So, and then last but not least, obviously Jalen. 42 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. Again, that's what an MVP candidate does. And on a big stage, coming off a back-to-back, they obviously had a back-to-back too, but on a big stage, he showed why, again, he should be mentioned as one of the first guys. If anybody's talking about MVP candidate, he should be one of the first ones mentioned. So big game by him and the rest of our group.
Kind of a common denominator during the streak. You haven't needed that 40-point game, but when you need it tonight, it just seemed like you delivered all night when you needed it.
No, for sure. And like I said, MVPs, they make the game easy for their teammates while, getting theirs the right way without, shooting it all the time. And it's evident that he did that. He made the game easy for his teammates tonight because they had to double him all night, and he was still able to make plays. And his teammates, when they did double, they spaced the floor the right way. They made shots, and et cetera. So they definitely did a great job helping out. But what an MVP performance on a big stage or a national stage tonight on a back-to-back situation versus a really good team.
It seemed like with Mitch, especially with the Jokic matchup late down stretch, Jokic kind of just settled for threes when Mitch was lined up against him. Is that, I guess, a sign of success from the defensive end when Jokic can't get to the spots that he's comfortable in and he's trying to settle into that outside shot?
Yeah, he's been shooting the ball very well, and but all those guys, Murray played 48 minutes, Jokic played 45 minutes, Braun played 44 minutes. Our guys, Jalen's 47, OG's 48, Mikhail's 48 and a half. So, especially on a back-to-back, you're playing those minutes, your legs kind of start to wear on you a little bit, and that probably had something to do with it because Jokic has been shooting the ball well from the 3-point line. In the season, he was 1 for 13 tonight, and trying to play fast, trying to get back to him and contest, even though the contest was late. That has a lot to do with it. But Mitch and the rest of the guys did a nice job of trying to contest, even if he was open for a split second, because we were doubling Murray, or we were staying with Murray a little longer than other times.
What makes you proud of representing this franchise with this particular group of guys?
I'm going to say one more time.
What makes you proud of representing this franchise and with this particular group of guys?
Well, you know, obviously the Knicks, they're a historic organization, and you know MSG is iconic, and now you factor in, you know, obviously the fans, they're very knowledgeable too, but you factor in the group of guys in that locker room and their character, their work ethic, their connectivity, the way they sacrifice for one another, competitive spirit, all the things that we talk about when it comes to our standard. And, you know, I feel fortunate, blessed, lucky, however you want to call it, to be a part of that group because they're a fun group of guys to be around on a daily basis.
Coach,
Mike, what do
David
you think of that
Adams.
call? What do you think of the call late in the first overtime on the
I didn't see it, you know, so it's a little tough for me to comment on it. But you know, I think Mikal was boxing out, you know, and they obviously went back and reviewed it and saw that it was done, you know, before the buzzer went off, and so I just got to roll with it, you know, just because I haven't seen it yet.
Coach, David Adams said that within the final minute of a game, when you challenge a play and you win it, you would like to see coaches get a reward, and he's hoping they look over it this summer. Whereas you don't lose a timeout, where if he is proven right, the coaches should get a timeout back or a challenge back. What are your thoughts on that? And just, you know, in those type of situations within the 1 minute when you make a challenge.
I'm all for it next year, but not tonight.
Coach, Murray had 20 of their first 24, and then obviously, you know, the second and third quarter for him were a little rougher. Did you switch up anything defensively on him, or what can you kind of attribute that to?
Well, you know, we started double teaming him. I mean, he was rolling to get the game going, and so we said, hey, screw it, he's not going to get, you know, 70 tonight and beat us. Somebody else got to make some shots, and so we started double teaming him, and then we take it off, and then we put it on again, and so we tried to mix up the coverage, and then try to mix up the defenders as well.
Mike, with Joel and Jokic being two former MVPs and Mitchell Robinson just continually providing like this stifling defense against them, like how do you describe that kind of impact, and how do you as a coach view that, the ability to throw someone in there against a three-time MVP and be like, yeah, go get a stop, and he does?
You know, again, those guys are tough matchups, and you know, it takes a team effort. But at the point of the ball, you got to really be able to dig down deep and want to try to get a stop against those guys. But you have to be disciplined while doing it. And you know, the thing that I like about Mitch and what he's trying to do, he's trying to lead with his chest. And when you lead with your chest, with the feet that he has, he's got great feet. His ability to slide laterally is crazy for a guy his size. His arms are long, and so when he does that, man, he's one of the best defenders in the league. And to have that luxury is something that we value at a high level, and we're lucky to have him.